Welcome back to the Jacksonville Buzz. I'm Steve Strum. This morning we have Eric Hot Sauce Ross from 212 Benefits. Good morning, sir. You can't have a name like Eric Hot Sauce Ross and not explain how you got the nickname Hot Sauce Ross.
Can I explain how the name's even on the screen for you?
I think that would be a great idea.
So Dave Stieglitz, who does a show, invited me to come on this after coming on my radio show. And I filled out some online information to have the booking right. And I thought only he saw it. So I put Hot Sauce Ross in there. He knows me as that. And here I am, and you're calling me Hot Sauce Ross. Well, right off the bat.
Nobody knows me as Steve.
Okay.
And nobody knows me as Mr. Strum.
Okay.
But everybody knows me as Steve Strum.
That's it.
You know what? You got to own it, man.
No, look, I'm cool with it. I
How'd
love
you get it?
So I used to be a firefighter.
Thank you, by the way.
Firefighter.
I grew up in a firefighter family,
Yeah.
so thank you for voluntarily running into a building that's on fire. I do appreciate that.
You know what's funny? You know how many percentage of calls you're actually going into a burning building?
Yeah, it's like less than 10%.
It's like less than 5.
Oh, wow.
Most are medical calls.
Yep.
So firefighter, paramedic, I would rotate between the fire truck and the ambulance. Mm-hmm. Fell in love with the back of the ambulance. Loved hands-on care with patients. The closest hospital, the department I worked for, was like a 30-minute drive with lights and sirens on, running hot. So you'd get all this time in the back of an ambulance, some emergencies, some not emergencies. During that time, I worked for Marion County. So Ocala, it's about, my station was about 2.5 hours away from Atlantic Beach where I lived. And it just took its toll, right? I'd work these 24-hour shifts, stumble in the house, exhausted, got married, had my first kid. So I went to nursing school, got my nursing license, worked downtown at Baptist for a little bit, had a case management company that we serviced geriatric patients nationwide, frequent flyers, keep them out of the hospital. That grew quickly. I realized I'm actually an entrepreneur. That's the thing. I'm an entrepreneur at heart. Keep my registered nurse license up. By the way, I'm trying to trademark that term. So anyone who hears
it's better than
entrepreneur,
nurse-to-preneur. That doesn't work as well.
I like entrepreneurs. It kind of
Entrepreneur,
rolls
it rolls better, much better.
So then I did some stuff in the adult population, home health care, non-skilled activities of daily living assistance. Dave's very familiar with that. And then we had a huge component with pediatric home health. So really complex kids from newborns up to the age of 21. Trachs, vents, Down syndrome. That's Family First Home Care. That's a free plug for Family First, by the way. They're still around. I just don't work there anymore. And then I guess it was February of 2020, some close friends of mine, business partners, Adrian and Joey Jansen, love you guys, even though you won't watch this. They approached me for years saying, hey, can you come work here? We want your help. We want to scale and buy the business. I had some experience doing that. Happens to be in the healthcare industry. And I was on the fence. I'm like, I don't know. So February of 2020.
It's a great time to start a business.
Came to 212 Benefits.
Yeah, right.
Now, I love that. The timing, so it's interesting. The company's been around 30 years.
It's healthcare benefits for small employers, medium employers.
Sorry, correct. Let's plug my business.
Let's plug you.
Listen up.
Yeah,
here.
we got hot sauce. You do not sell barbecue sauce.
I do not. Well, not yet.
It's trademarked. We're getting it.
Hot sauce.
Entrepreneurs.
Yeah. Entrepreneurs. Hot sauce Ross.
There you go.
Okay. Trademark all those.
Hashtag.
Yeah.
It works.
I don't get how hashtags work.
It's a whole nother episode.
Okay.
It's magic.
Okay.
So
you'll have to teach me about it.
But you guys,
Steve Strum.
That's right. Hashtag.
Hashtag Steve Strum.
Hashtag. Okay.
Okay.
Nobody knows Steve Strum anymore either. It's all hashtag Steve
Okay.
Strum. So you guys do benefits, health insurance benefits for small to
medium-sized business, yes. So employee benefits is a wide gamut of employee benefits, right? The big ones for what we do is kind of your health and ancillary stuff, dental, vision, short-term disability, long-term disability.
Yep.
What is the most expensive, most complicated part of running a business?
Second to payroll would be benefits.
Ding dong.
Absolutely.
Number one's payroll. Typically, number two is probably employee benefits.
And the benefits that they get these days are not really that great.
I almost cursed for my first time on the show, which I won't because I think we're not allowed to curse on this.
They'll just edit it out.
Okay, it is I always say you get to decide between a plate of stuff, a bowl of stuff, or a cup of stuff. Which plate of stuff would you like to have? So part of what we do is to figure out how does your business function, what's important to you and your employees. Because look, sometimes people don't want to offer health insurance. We try to educate them. Why does it make sense? Why does it not make sense? What's, again, the best product for you, whether it's fully insured, fully insured, level funded, or self-insured, which is could be a 2-hour-long episode. But we do employee benefits. 2 to 250 is the number we say. We have some companies that are in the 500 space, but we typically take them on when they're smaller and we scale with them because it's a different business from 10 to 50 to 75 to 100. It just kind of changes.
Well, and you're wise for doing that because when you're under, probably 20 employees, then there's, the health benefits is almost something that's we're not going to do that because it's so, it's so far outside of a budget.
Yeah.
You help people try to figure out how to customize that So it's at least fitting in within a budget and then anticipating scaling of growth.
Correct. Who needs the most help? Typically, if you own a business, you got all these things going on, right? You got to manage people, hire people, fire people, sell a product, service that product, whatever it is, right?
Sure.
Managing benefits, and like HR is a big part of it too, compliance, that falls under what people don't realize, that falls under the employee benefit bucket. The people typically under 50 employees, so in the state of Florida, laws change once you have more than 51 employees.
Correct.
But if you're under 50, which is the majority of businesses in the state of Florida, there's some crazy statistics about
It's
employees.
like 80% is under 50.
And those employees, like you said, so I think it's probably 30 and under, right? And then you get to 10 and under, it's a different conversation. But our sweet spot, just to give you a heads up, so we have about 450 clients throughout the state, a couple in Georgia. The average number of enrolled employees on our products is 42, right? So we've got 100 clients that are 10 and under. We've got a couple larger companies, but
so
industry-wide,
your average is somewhere in that 50-ish range.
I would say 44.
But
right?
can't not include the smaller guys or the bigger players, but that's kind of like what you're.
Well, it's a perfect example. That 44, we have so many smaller ones that it brings that average down.
Right.
That 25 to 35 space is, I don't want to say it's our sweet spot, because we do a lot of stuff in self-funding in the plus 50 space. But yeah, that's those groups that you're talking about.
But you can help answer
them.
questions to the smaller employer where they think that they are having a DQ because of the size of their company.
All the time. We're not eligible. We can't afford it. So
Right.
let's at least have the conversation and the dialogue to see, maybe you can and you don't know it. Because, and again, we love competitors in this market in the state of Florida. We work very well with competitors because we work in a space that's smaller than they call it a minimal threshold, right? And let me know if I'm talking too much. I don't know. I'm just rambling here. Okay. We have competitors that call us like, hey, we have a smaller group. Will you talk to them? The answer is always yes. And we'll be honest, like we can't help you, or maybe we can, but let's at least have the dialogue to see if there's an opportunity to have this stuff.
Awesome. So, just as a recap, from firefighter to registered nurse to entrepreneurs.
Okay, you got it.
Not doing hot sauce, healthcare benefits for companies between the space up to.
We say 2 to 250.
2 to 250. And if people want to find out more, we're going to hang this on iwantabuzz.com, and that way they can click through and find out how that can work. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah.
And in all sincerity, coming up from a fire department family, I do very much appreciate from your children's perspective the courage that you had to serve us in that capacity. Because
I appreciate it.
I know how that is. Dad came home at 7:30 after a 24-hour shift, and sometimes it was great that Dad came home.
I like that.
I know how that goes. Thank you for joining us.
Yes,
and thank
my
you
pleasure.
for your service.
All right.
Guys, thanks so much for joining us on the Jacksonville Buzz. If you like us, share us. And remember, live with gratitude.